Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel JessChillinAbout. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my journey of trying keto for a month. I'm going to talk about why I did it, how I did it, and what that entailed. Before I do get into it though, this is the summary version. Hopefully it's under 10 minutes long. I did film vlog style throughout the whole month of doing keto. That footage is going to be up in a couple days, or maybe up at the same time as this, I don't know yet. It's an hour worth of footage, so I split it into two like 30-minute vlogs. So if you're someone who really wants to see the detail of it in the day-to-day, how I was feeling and going, then those are for you. But for other people who are like, girl, I do not have a time to watch an hour about your keto journey, then hopefully this video will be a nice short summary and give you some insight. So why did I choose to do keto? So I am overweight. I'm not self-conscious about it. However, I absolutely love being active. And because I'm overweight, I'm carrying so much excess body weight. And when I do things, I just end up injuring myself. For example, when I did, it's called Round the Bays. It's an 8-kilometer or 8.4 kilometer run. That gave me shin splints. I did the Auckland Corner Marathon over the Harbour Bridge. Got shin splints from that. So pretty much anytime I do anything more than walking, I get shin splints from the impact of hitting the ground. I've tried walking or running on, normal roads, on grass, on sand, on like soft muddy surfaces. Same thing, same with the treadmill, it just hurts, and I'm pretty sure it's because of all the weight compounding straight onto my wee little shins. So that's no good. Earlier this year I also tried F45 because I love doing weight stuff so much, and not from F45, but while I was doing F45 at home I hurt my back, and it has pretty much been injured ever since, and that was in, I think, March. It's now September and I still have a really bad back pain, so I couldn't continue with that. So exercise was kind of out, like I could do stretching and stuff like that, but that's not really gonna give me weight loss. So I figured I would flip it. I have always focused on exercise first because I love being active, and it just seemed like the easier way to lose weight than diet. However, you always hear that diet is the most important thing, and I was eating healthy while I was doing all that, but not focusing on it as much as I should have. I was more focusing on the exercise. Didn't work, so I figured I need to do something else. My sister kept telling me I need to try keto because she did it and found really good results, and I've only ever heard good things from people who've done keto. So I was like, you know what, let's give it a go. I've also heard that keto can be really good for people with polycystic ovary syndrome, which I have. As long as you're not having too much dairy, because the worst thing you can do is have a lot of inflammatory foods. So it just sounded like it was going to be a really good option, so I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. I was going to do it for a week and I was told, don't be stupid, you need to do it longer. So I went all out and did it for a month. I wasn't expecting it to work. I wasn't expecting good things. I was pretty pessimistic about it and thinking this isn't a long-term thing. Like, how can eating a whole heap of fat be good for you? But I gave it a go anyway. And so one of the things that really appealed to me about keto is that it's so simple, in the fact that you have fat and protein and the like minimalistic amount of carbs as possible. Because other diets, you're like, oh, I can have a bit of this, bit of this, bit of that, or where am I at? Am I balancing this? Who bloody knows? Keto is easy, you just don't have carbs. So I was like, I like it, let's give it a go. So that's a little backstory on why I chose to do keto. And then, so let's talk about how did I do it? So I'm not an expert. I'm not going to talk about what keto is and how it works and all the scientific stuff behind it. I'm just going to talk about my experience and how I did it. You can find that information elsewhere. I'm hoping you're watching this to get someone's experience rather than to learn about what it is, because there's so much information out there about what it is and how it works. So yeah. So for me, I chose to do 5% carbs, 25% protein and 70% fat. That was my macros. In terms of how I recorded that, I used MyFitnessPal, so every time I would eat something, I would weigh it, I would track it, so that way I knew if I was in the right ranges or not. I could also scan food to see, how, like, can I eat this or not, pretty much. It was pretty easy. If it's got a lot of carbs in it, no. So to make sure that following the diet was actually working, because I like to know if I'm doing it right, and even though my fitness pal will be tracking if I'm doing it right or not, I needed to know if my body was physiologically changing into a ketosis state, because I think it's a metabolic or a physiological state, I can't really remember, that your body goes into ketosis. It's not just a diet name, like it's an actual state that your body goes into. So I bought keto strips that you pee on, and they actually tell you if you have ketones in your body, and if you do, it means you're in ketosis. So I bought those, and I started the keto on a Saturday, and on the Monday my sister told me you should really check, and I was like, it's literally been 2 days. Peed on it anyway, and sure enough I had traces of ketones, which means my body was transitioning into ketosis, and that was so motivating for me to know that I was on the right track. So I really loved that, because then at least I knew that it was working, like my body has actually started producing something, and I don't know, it was really exciting for me. So that's kind of how I did it. So in terms of what did I actually do to get into that state, so the key things for me is being organized and having a plan. If you're not organized and you don't have a plan, keto can be so expensive and you can end up cheating. So for the first week at least, I planned my breakfast, my snacks, all my meals, so that I knew exactly what I was going to eat. I had everything on hand that I needed, so I didn't feel tempted to grab anything like that or like crave anything. So for breakfast, I normally have before keto, I would normally have a shake, which was protein powder, unsweetened almond milk, and bananas. And so I was really sad. I was like, I'm gonna have to find something else to have for breakfast. But I scanned in my protein powder that I had and the unsweetened almond milk. Both of them were all good. They were super low on carbs, so I was like, yes, I can still have a shake. And I just swapped out the banana with some berries, because you can actually have berries on keto. When you're changing things up, you just have to keep it simple. Don't do any crazy keto meals that you find online that have 30 ingredients. Just keep it simple and repeatable, something that you can have day after day. Obviously you need to change it up every now and again, but to begin with, keep it nice and simple. So in terms of snacks, I had like cheese sticks or cheese slices, nuts and dark chocolate. With dark chocolate, I'm not really a chocolatey person. So when I went to the supermarket, I was looking at all the dark chocolates. There's so many different percentages. So what I did, because I'm not used to dark chocolate, is I started by looking at the packaging and I looked for the ingredients. And pretty much milk chocolate, the first ingredient is sugar. So I looked at all the different ones until the first one said cocoa instead of sugar. That was 70% dark chocolate, the Lindt chocolate. And so I bought that. So that did have some sugars in it, obviously, only 70%, but it was still small enough to not impact my ketosis at all. I would only have like one of the blocks a day with some nuts, and it's honestly just such a delicious snack to have. I would also have beef jerky sticks, because they're just so good and they're a good source of protein and fat as well. In terms of meals, I just stuck, again, keeping it simple, meat and veg, having lots of meat and veg. I made my own dressing, which was, hello Oreo, mayonnaise, apple cider vinegar, and olive oil. So I had those as on my meat and vegetables, and yeah, it's just super easy. You just rotate different meats, rotate different non-carby vegetables, and you've got so many options. Like, there is so much you can do with that. So that's what I did. One thing I also bought, which is expensive, is keto bread. I generally like wholemeal nutty type of breads, and keto bread, I love it so much. But again, it is expensive, so if you get it, make sure you've got a plan on why you're buying it and what you're going to use it with, because you don't just want to get it for the sake of getting it. Yeah, that was just like, it just felt like I was having carbs when you're not. So I really like that. In terms of having something sweet, I don't generally have a sweet tooth, but when you're going from having like sugar and carbs in your life to basically none, 5%, you just kind of need some kind of hit or pick me up, maybe. I don't know, it's different for everyone. So I bought the Weight Watchers jelly. I'd make that up, put it in the fridge, and then when there were times where I'm like, I just want to have something because I'm not allowed it, I'd pull it out with a teaspoon, have like a couple teaspoons, and I'd be fine. I'd be like, cool, I'm sweet, I don't need something sweet anymore. So yeah, that was really awesome. In terms of vegetables, so go green green vegetables, spinach, broccoli, green beans, courgette, whatever's kind of cheapest. You know, you don't want to go too expensive and get fancy stuff just cause. So I would mix those up. One thing that I consistently had though was spinach, raw spinach. I used to hate spinach, and then I found out that I actually like raw spinach, so I would have that with like the broccoli and the green beans. Sometimes I'd steam them, sometimes I'd do them in the frying pan with coconut oil to increase the good fats. Sometimes I would roast them and then put them in a salad with like chicken breast, and put nuts over it to get more fats, and just like, yeah, it's just so delicious. And with that homemade dressing over it, I was happy, you know. I was never jealous of what other people were eating. And that's one tip that I always said in the vlogs, I think, was that as long as you're happy with what you're eating and you're enjoying your food, then you don't need to worry about what anyone else is having and going, oh, they're having pizza, I wish I could have that. Just sit back and go, am I happy with the meal in front of me? If the answer is yes, there's your answer. You don't need to be craving or having what's that thing called, food envy or anything like that. So in terms of weight loss, so I did lose weight, more than I have ever lost trying to be healthy with exercise and food. I was losing 1 kg a week. I only lost 3 kgs in the whole month. If you want to know why, make sure you check out the vlog, because I go into more detail with that over in the vlog. But yeah, it was definitely effective in terms of weight loss, which was so cool. With my scales as well, as it tracks like your fat, your water, your muscle and all of that, and I was definitely losing fat, not muscle. And I was drinking a heap of water, so my water was pretty much staying the same. So not only was I losing weight, but I could see from the scales that it was fat that I was losing, and that was exciting. So overall, do I recommend keto? Yes, absolutely. I loved it. I would say though that keto is really good if you're trying to lose fat. If you're just already healthy and you're a good weight, I would just recommend just clean eating. Cut out the chips and the burgers and takeaways and that kind of stuff. I wouldn't say you have to go keto to do that, but in terms of weight loss and fat loss, I think keto is really good if you do it well. A lot of people recommend it to do a low carb first before keto. I'm not really like that. I'm an all-in, or not all out, but I like to go all in with things. There is a keto flu that you can get, which is when you get headaches and withdrawals from not having sugar and carbs. I didn't experience that at all. I felt completely fine, no headaches. My energy levels were consistent all the time because I didn't have sugar or carbs to spike. Like, I had no ups and downs. It was just consistent energy levels. I didn't feel bloated, or I didn't actually feel hungry. Like, I would just eat when I needed to, and then I didn't even think about food. And I love food, so that was so unusual, but it was amazing. So I really like it, and I really want to get back into it, because disclaimer, I haven't been doing keto at the moment, which again I talk about in the vlogs, but I definitely want to get back into it, and I'm so excited about it. I'm actually having a keto meal for dinner tonight, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna go cook it straight after this. So hopefully I didn't miss anything. Maybe I'll vlog about it another time if you want to know more, but let me know in the comments below if you haven't tried keto. Why not? Because you're watching this video, so you must be interested in some way, so let me know why not. And if you have done keto, again, let me know in the comments below to also let everyone else know why you did it. Did it work for you? Did it not work for you? Because I'd be interested to know. And then also, if you've got any like snacks that you loved or meals that you really liked, please let me know as well, because then other people can read them. As I said, I really am looking forward to doing keto again, so I'd love to have some new meal ideas from people who've actually tried them. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up if it helped you in any way. If it's given you more information on keto, that would be really cool. I'm looking forward to you watching the vlogs if you want to watch them. I understand they're very long, so I'm really not expecting someone to sit through, but I figured, hey, let's vlog the experience in case there is someone out there who does want to watch them. So just know they're very long, but they're not. It was really nice for me to sit down and edit them, because I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, anyway, I'm talking too much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon for some more videos. Bye!